And I love how we're moving on to yet another hero right now, because listen, not all heroes wear capes or beautiful dresses. Some wear collars. Meet Flash, the four-legged protector of the wild with a nose for danger and a heart of gold. Now, our very own Kyle caught up with this real-life furry superhero at the Owl Rescue Centre out in Hartbeespoort, where Flash works paw in paw with the team to guard South Africa's most vulnerable wildlife. From tracking threats to wagging tails, this one is a pup with purpose.
Today we are at the Owl Rescue Centre in Hartbeespoort, and we are not just here to look at owls, we are here to meet Flash, a highly trained border collie who has a nose for wildlife rescue. And with his fearless focus and impeccable tracking skills, he is making an enormous impact on conservation, one paw at a time. Danelle, tell me about this really cool centre that you and your husband have been working at for so long.
So this is the Owl Sanctuary. And the idea with the Owl Sanctuary was always to have a place where owls can have a safe area to adapt back into the wild. So it's 54 hectares within a conservancy of 12,000 hectares. So it's a nice space where they're away from all the danger and they have an opportunity to heal, and then if they want to leave their birds, they can fly away.
Danelle, this is such a cool structure, and if I saw correctly, there was a sky view lounge here, right?
So it's called the Owl Sky Lounge, and it's basically an opportunity for the public to see what the project is all about without imposing on the owls. We don't allow day visitors because we don't want the wild owls that we rescue to be stressed by people's presence or become habituated to people. So in this way, people can come and have dinner and watch the owls come and feed from the feeding platforms. They don't feel stressed because they can fly off, you know, they can still behave 100% natural.
This is actually one of our habitat enclosures, a release enclosure. So once birds have come in and they've gone through rehab, we put them in an enclosure like this. You can see it's a free-flying enclosure. They're in here for a few weeks, and then there's a hatch behind you there. After a few weeks, we open up the hatch, and then the birds, every night they will go out, and then every morning they'll come back in here. And then after about 6 weeks, one of the nights we'll close the hatch so that they can't come back in, and then they need to then adapt to living back on the outside again.
Tell us about your role here at the Owl Rescue Centre.
My job is to go out and actually rescue something that needs to be rescued. A lot of the wildlife that we rescue is injured wildlife. So we need to, locate him, track him, and get the help that he needs.
Tell me about Flash's journey here, being a wildlife tracking dog.
We got him and his brother, Freckles. They were about 6 months old when we got them. Yeah. When we got them, they weren't supposed to be tracking dogs. I mean, never in my wildest dreams did I think a border collie would make a good tracker dog. They're herding dogs, not tracking dogs. Yeah. Because they were traveling with me all the time, and I would go out on a rescue, and I thought for flushing birds out, so people would phone you, for instance, and they say they hit an owl on the road and the bird flew into a mealie field, and they would send you the pin location of more or less where it is. So you get there and there's 1,000 hectares of millies, and you go, where will you find the bird? So I would go looking, and I would call Flash, come, find. And over the weeks, he started realizing, hang on, but this is what we're looking for. I'm not here to flush or herd, I'm here to find, yeah. And yeah, within a couple of months, he was fully finding birds that were on the ground. And then over the years, we've obviously evolved, and we don't only rescue birds, we do all wildlife rescue.
How does Flash know what he's tracking?
When he initially started, we were just tracking owls, and then I would say, find the birdie. That would be it. So find the birdie, and with a lot of enthusiasm, he was like, okay. So he works for treats. So we give him, pieces of biltong, pieces of sausage. As we started evolving and doing other rescues, for instance, let's say we were looking for a caracal. So then I would say, find the kitty, and then he would pick up a smell, because we would know where it was last seen, pick up the smell, and then he associates that smell with the word kitty. So kitty would cover leopard, serval, caracal, any of the cat family. Sometimes you might be thinking you're tracking a serval, but you could actually be tracking a leopard, because he's just picked up the smell of a cat,
Flash seems like a smart and handsome guy. He gets an opportunity to mix with so many different species. How do you keep him healthy all the time?
Obviously, we deal with a lot of animals that could potentially have sort of rabies, so sometimes you don't know what you're tracking. So he has to have his rabies shots once a year. And then, in the felt and that, there's obviously ticks and fleas. So we use a product called NEXGARD for tick and flea treatment. And then, but I'm his biggest protector. I look after him. I don't put him in any dangerous circumstances, that's for sure. So now that he's a fully fledged tracking dog, he tracks all the time. So this is what he does. He'll pick up smells, and I'm going to go look and see what it is.
When your job means charging through the bush and tracking injured animals, protection is non-negotiable. Dogs like Flash face daily exposure to ticks, fleas and parasites, and one monthly NEXGARD chew can make all the difference. It keeps working heroes like him protected against those ticks, fleas and unwanted parasites and ready for action, because fewer health risks means more time saving wildlife.
Often very difficult for the public to secure a wild animal. So by the time we get there, the animal have moved off, it's hiding because it's injured, it's scared. And then Flash comes, we bring him out and we get him to then track the scent and find the animal for us. So without him, I think many rescues won't be possible. It won't be possible to find those animals, you know, in a dense area, for example, like we've got here. If there's a small little animal hiding under a bush, as a human, you would never find them. Where dogs have this incredible ability to track a scent. Although he's a working dog, he's also a family dog. He sleeps in our bed. He's got a very close relationship to the family. And the organisation, it's my husband and I who run the organisation, so it is a family organisation as well. All our staff live on the property. We're all one big family.
Flash is no ordinary dog, he is a wildlife warrior, and today reminded us how one dog can be so impactful. And while he's out there protecting and tracking, NEXGARD has his back, because even our bravest heroes need help staying strong.
Oh, he's back in a flash. I love him. Can I have him? Oh my goodness, the border collie is so
I like
sweet.
it. And the fact that they come as a pair. Oh man, the freckles, absolutely beautiful. But I love work. Isn't this just the most wholesome, beautiful thing? Okay, that isn't a border collie flying a helicopter, which maybe might be a little, okay, he can drive a boat as well.
I'm telling you,
What
it's
can
anything
this
Flash
border collie
can't
not
do.
But that is awesome. So to the pups and the people behind their purpose, thank you so much for what you're doing. Love that.